Many people do not realize that musical instruments are really mechanical. But now electricity is beginning to show amazing musical possibilities which will ultimately be realized through the use of electrical musical instruments. Here's a curious instrument known as the Victor theremin, which is played without even touching it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Worth Consulting installation video on the Lexmark C792 color laser printer. It's designed for work group use. As you can see, it's a pretty good sized chunk of hardware. It is a color laser printer. It has a 4.3-inch touchscreen. It has on-site, on-screen solutions that you can manage, install, remove, as well as provide customized solutions for that workflow applications, monitoring, etc., etc. It's up to 50 pages a minute. Has standard duplexing, standard networking. Most Lexmark products, in fact, I'm confident that this one has it as well, have gigabit networking optional. This is a serious device for high volume printing, and some of the features we'll explore briefly will convince you. The base model is the 792E. It's $1349. The most expensive version is $29.99. It's 792DHE, has duplexing, a hard drive, 550 sheet media drawers, a gigabyte of memory, and a caster base. You'll see further on through the brochure here. Here's the caster base. Here's the optional 550 sheet trays. This is the full-blown version with an optional finisher. The touch screen, like I said, is 4.3 inches. You can have a 5-bin mailbox, an offset stacker, a staple finisher, and you can also add a hole punch to it. That's what this device is over here on the right. You can plug a USB port into the control panel and print from it. Here is a little screenshot of some of the solutions you can get to: tax forms, insurance claims, facilities map, timesheet, etc., etc. It can hold up to 3,200 sheets with all those drawers. It has huge toner cartridges. This is all-in-one developer drum toner. 20,000 pages each. It's all in one piece, and it has a range of eco-friendly features, such as this button that lets you put it into sleep mode manually. It's got a whole bunch of eco-friendly features. I don't spend a lot of time with this. You can look at the brochure online, see if there's anything in the rest of this that we need to talk about. But clearly, it's a printer that's designed for a business or an enterprise for high volumes of black and white and color prints. So let's get into some. Yes, we get rid of this now. Like I said, it's a substantial printer. It was delivered in on a pallet. 4 plastic straps had to be cut. The top of the box needed to be lifted off. Basically, this printer was inside a plastic, inside of some foam carrier blocks with inside a big heavy-duty plastic bag, and this is basically what comes out of the bag. And as you can see with this little diagram, Lexmark recommends that you use 3, or is that 2.5? 3 people to lift this baby out of the box, because It's the basic unit weighs 110 pounds. It could weigh as much as 143 pounds. Now it's definitely heavy. You're gonna need to like lift it 2 people minimum just to lift it up onto any desk, much less walk around with it. So, this is true. Don't try to take it yourself. And besides, the price of the device is high enough that a company that's going to invest in something like this is going to have a couple of people around that can hump this thing around if they need to, walk down the hall with it or up and down the stairs. All right, so basically when you install it, it's not worth making a whole video over because it was so simple. You pull this tape off. You lower down the door. This big piece of tape is sticking out of the top here, so you can't miss it. You yank this thing out, this Gazenta, can it, close the cover. You open up the paper drawer, unlock the rear guide, adjust it, squeeze this, adjust the side guide, jog the paper, drop it in the drawer, close the drawer. Okay, open up front cover. Here's the 4 developing units. You lift the handle. First you have to remove these 4 pieces of tape that are across the front of this. You lift the handle, slide each one completely out, slide it back in again, flip the handle down, and lock them, close the cover. You gotta install this wire dingle in the output tray here that helps keep the output stacked, and it slips in there. These little Gazentas here. So that takes care of that. So it was pretty easy. It took like 5 minutes to install. It doesn't get any easier than that. But it is heavy. That's the only thing you gotta watch out for. So let's see what happens when we put the software disk in. I should have unwrapped it before. Okay, the disk is in the drive. I previously hooked up the network cable to it and automatically set itself up on the wired network. Yes, we'll let this launcher do its thing. Disk is still flashing, and we go. Okay, I always like to look at custom install first to see what we're getting ourselves into. Yes, I agree. Security software may require permission to grant access to them. Always allow access. Continue. All right, here's the custom. Why I like to look at this. Screen fonts, IP setup utility. Change network settings on your local TCP/IP network. You can do that from the device embedded web page on the device just by going through Internet Explorer. So I'm not so sure that I want to do that. Status messenger. Utility alerts when printing problems, or the user guide, Lexmark printer home, single interface for finding and using applications and services with your printer. Most likely it's a link to a website. Status monitor center, use this utility. So basically, for the purposes of evaluation, I'm going to have to install everything here. So go back, disagree. No, I don't. So let me go continue. Check everything here. It's okay. We'll put them there. Continue. The PostScript driver. That's the only thing I see. PostScript. That's fine. PS3. I don't want to share the printer. This is nice. I don't want it. Yes, I want it to. Unless it's PCL, I want it as a default. I think I'll wait. Continue. Searching the network found it immediately. 117. I'm not going to connect with a USB cable, so I'm going to choose add a port, standard port, UNC port. Standard sounds good to me. It's connected to an external print server. No, it's not. So OK. Please enter the port name that you want to use. I don't care. I don't need to add a port. It's already. Let's try this. It's a 0 configuration name. Continue. That's a lot easier. Data stream PostScript. Let's see. Add another. What other drivers are available? Can't be downloaded, so I'm going to have to go back and download the PC L5 drivers from the website. So we'll do that right after we get done with this, because it'll put links for the website that I can easily find. I don't need both of these, so I'll get rid of that. Finish. See how long this takes. While it's doing that, let's run let's go to the web page, see what it looks like, the embedded web page of this device. Cool. I like it. And it's still running. So basically we have a web page. You get to the embedded web page by typing in the IP address in the address bar of your browser. Available languages down here. You can see that showing us the toner capacities. I'm not so sure why that cyan one is 90%. We haven't only made one or two prints. It's showing status of the paper tray. Okay. It has a capacity of 500 sheet in the output tray, and there's a little dingle that sticks out. So when it reaches its capacity, it automatically pauses the printer, and I assume this would say not okay or something like that. Let's go back and see. Installing screen fonts. Device status. It's power saver. This is what the control panel is. Let me wake it up and see what that looks like. I just pushed the online button here at startup. Okay, power saver. Copy printer settings. I need Java. Okay, so I don't know why I don't have Java installed, but general settings, book print settings, import, export. Okay, these are your solutions. You can run from the control panel, touchscreen, intervention management, email alerts, reports, device statistics. Okay, this has a couple of pages on it already. That's why the toner isn't full. But look at all that information there. Let's make sure that this is